Hi guys, it's Otomeina, and today I just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things. First of all, I recently finished my finals for college this semester, and also I think it's safe to say that I will be graduating and getting my associate's degree by the end of the summer. And so I've been working really hard trying to get my grades up to par. Not that they were like ever bad or anything, but I just wanted to make sure that all my grades were okay, especially for this semester. Just because I will be getting my I'll be working on my bachelor's degree this fall. I'll start with that this fall. And I'm really excited, and that's basically the news that I wanted to share with you guys first. Another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was just something that I kind of encountered. I think it was like a week or two ago. It was really interesting because it was because I had to go to this because of this class that I was taking. It was a substance abuse class, and we had to go to an NA meeting, which is Narcotics Anonymous meeting. And well, it's basically like how people would think like AA meetings are, where like people just like gather around and talk about like their issues and stuff. And it was really interesting because how everybody kind of like came in and like greeted each other, and they all kind of like formed together, and they all like greeted each other like with hugs and with smiles, and they were all like seeing how everybody was doing. And it was really nice because I was just like, wow, like you felt like I was gonna say the positivity, but like you feel a good energy when you were there. And like you saw that everybody was there because they wanted to improve their lives and make themselves better, because they know that like they've hurt people in the past because of their addiction. And that was actually like some things that they had talked about during the meeting. And there was another thing. It was really, because the thing with this meeting though in particular was that it wasn't like a typical meeting. It was like it was celebrating the first year or like 1 year anniversary of one of the people that was there. And the thing was that they were just celebrating, and well, not celebrating, but they were just like congratulating him. And he did like a little speech and stuff, and talking about like how he went through some hardships. And he was like still just saying like at the end of the day he still didn't use like narcotics to ease the pain and cope with the things that he's needed to cope with. And I was just thinking about like how good it was to see how much he's improved, and you can see in his face like how much he wanted to change. And I was really proud of this man. Like he was really like emotional. Like you can see the emotion and how he felt. And I just felt proud of him. And it was cool because actually at the end of the meeting, we like, me and my classmates that we went when we went, it was cool because me and like 3 other classmates of mine had went up to him and actually gave him a hug for like to congratulate him. And it was really nice because I was like, oh, like congratulations. Like I went and hugged him, and I was like, I wish you nothing but the best, and I really hope that you stick to being clean. And they had cake at the end of the meeting, which was really cool too. But I'm actually getting a little bit ahead of myself because during the meeting, like while he was speaking, they gave this like little coin, like I'd say maybe about the size of like a dollar, like a coin dollar. And it was nice because like they passed it around and just so that people can take a look at it. And also for people to like put their well wishes on the coin and like wish him luck, because it was just like a congratulatory commemoration thing to just like to congratulate the guy, and it was really nice. And he also brought, I guess it was like a guest speaker or something. It was some like, I don't know what he was like in relation to the man exactly, but he helped him get through, or like he helped guide him on how to like not use and stuff like that. Like he was more like, I guess, a guide or something. But it was really interesting because he was telling his story, and he was saying how he was using since he was like 14, or I don't know, I think he said 13, 14. And he was just like, yeah, well, once you start using, which is something that I already learned in my class, but he even said it himself because he's experienced it and he knew. But basically what he had said was that people who start using any sort of, I guess, like drug, like narcotics, or anything else, like if they just become addicted to something, they stay at that age mentally. So like, for example, if you ended up like abusing like oxycodone or something like that, like, and you just keep on using that, and you started when you were like 14, you stay in that mental state by even like when you're like 25 or even 30, like you still have the mind of a 14-year-old. So the man was just telling everybody, he was like, yeah, like I had the mentality of a 14-year-old, and I couldn't really think straight, and the only way I can actually like make wise decisions was if I was under the influence. So like just it hearing what he had said, and kind of like already set in stone like what we had learned in our class, and emphasized it, because like you can actually like see firsthand from somebody that has actually used. Another thing was that like when you looked around the room, like you see a whole bunch of people that like look like they were there to support other people. There was this girl that was, I think, there with her mom, and I can't imagine having to grow up with a mother that's addicted to narcotics. Like I can't imagine that. Like I find that crazy. Like that's just a crazy thought, because a mother's supposed to be there for you, and they're supposed to nurture you, but instead you have to grow up fast and take care of yourself. But when I looked around that room, I didn't know who was a user and who wasn't. And not saying like there's supposed to be like a specific look to them, because if somebody had used for a long time, it kind of shows. But it was interesting because they just look like a normal person, like you and me. They just look like a normal civilian, somebody that's that just got out of work, that's just coming to a meeting. And I just looked around, and by the end of the meeting, it was interesting because they were like, who here is an addict? And almost everybody except for my classmates went and raised their hand. And it was almost everybody there that was in the room, and I thought that was crazy. But then they ended up saying like, something like who's been clean for more than a year, and then like that entire room kind of like just raised their hand, and I was just like, man, like not that like I didn't think that those type of meeting things weren't gonna work, but I was surprised to see a room full of people that have been trying to improve their lives and have been trying to keep themselves clean. And it was really interesting and really what's the word, like it just gave me like this heartfelt feeling of just like, I guess it gave me hope for the world in a sense, because, you know, this world is full of such, like, it's focused on so much negative things, like everybody's like, I guess, for example, with the presidential election, people are like using people's fears to try to tap into everybody's minds, or the news kind of like always focuses on some on like war related stuff, or, you know, like all that negative stuff. And to see something just like firsthand, seeing like a huge group of people just coming together and trying to make their lives better themselves was just like a really nice, like, I guess, like, I don't want to say heartfelt feeling, but it was just, it eased my soul a little bit. Like, you can just feel, like, when you were in that room, like, you just felt good. And I was really happy that I was able to go there and actually see something like that, because I actually want to be a social worker, and that's what I'm studying to be in college. And so just seeing that, and seeing how many people wanted to help themselves, and how, like, there's just like all these issues that people are facing, and, you know, they're actually like doing something about it to better themselves. And, you know, like, as a social worker, you're supposed to, you know, help them out. As a social worker, you're supposed to kind of like help people and help them with their issues. And being there just kind of like set it in stone even more that I wanted to be a social worker, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to study. So that meeting was just, I mean, it was just a great experience, and I really enjoyed it, and I had a good time with it, listening to that, and it was very inspiring, and I really enjoyed going to that meeting, and I'm really happy to be able to share it with you guys. So yeah. And if you guys have any thoughts about addiction, or meetings like the one that I talked about, feel free to put a comment down below. And if you enjoyed what you watched, feel free to subscribe if you like to. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, because I made myself a Facebook page now, so you guys can go and go ahead and like my Facebook page. Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and all the links will be down in the description. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!